Right, let's get moving towards Mount Moon. Again, bit of a shame that we won't have any excuse to come back to this town until the second generation. But then, considering just how basic everything is in this game, it's hard to be all that annoyed by it. That's right, I dodged her line of sight just so I could initiate the battle, not her. We still have to go one-on-one with this random girl just outside the rather small place that's considered a city in this region, but it's somehow more satisfying to make the challenge, rather than see the exclamation mark and then get approached. Not sure why. And Nim is officially the first ace on the team, with 5.5 on his scorecard. Make that 6.5. Oh, please, this entire world is built around competitive Pokemon battles. Winning a direct fair fight like that with just one common Pokemon isn't mean. Granted, Nim was a higher level, but it's not like he was legendary, and it's not like there's anything that could be considered an illegal move as far as I know. Okay, higher level, but it doesn't really change the fact that he's throwing a worm at us. I'm sorry, but this soon after beating Brock, anything worm or snake-like is gonna feel underwhelming compared to that Onix. Come on, throw a Beedrill or Butterfree at us. I get that the basic bug forms are cute, but still, there is just little excuse for the bug trainers to keep their bugs from evolving other than just gameplay making that class of trainer easy to deal with compared to absolutely everybody else. Mig's just one win away from ace status now. Kinda funny that the bird I took a name inspired by an aircraft for isn't the first ace on the team, but hey, I only came up with doing a win tally when I got the commentary part of this project started. Well, of course they are, but why are we being told about Pokemon variety by someone who doesn't even fully use the variety that he's got for the typing he wants to stick with? Well, Mr. Short seems to be made of sterner stuff than the previous two trainers. Still, wouldn't have stood a chance against Brock if he tried, though. And that should do it for Nim for now. Congratulations on the level 14, new devastating move, and score of 9.5. Take a bow and relax on the proverbial bench, sir. I'm kind of having a hard time visualizing a snake managing to wrap itself around a bird. I'm not saying it's completely impossible to pull off, the body types can interact like that. I'm just more used to seeing birds hunting snakes, because they have the advantage of coming from above while snakes are very low to the ground. So how the hell does a snake manage to wrap itself around a bird and try strangling it if the bird is awake airborne, and aware of the snake enough to strike at it. Great! Now I'm wondering just how many Pokemon the average trainer has in their boxes. Sure, the ones we're running into don't have all that many on their direct teams, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's all they own. Maybe for one reason or another, they have others stored in their respective boxes. Of course, it's just as likely they don't have any in boxes, and are just using every Pokemon they own in battles, especially this early in the game. While "Got to catch them all" is a series tagline, I don't think we've seen any trainers either in the anime or the games outside of the player character who actually has that kind of attitude. You've got the fact that most, if not all, gym leaders specialize in one type, with maybe one or two other typings in there, at most showing up for sheer sake of giving them a larger team, but following the same general themes. You've got the fact that you can only have at most 6 Pokemon with you at a time, which probably discourages most people from trying to get hundreds upon hundreds of different creatures just for the sake of it, since it's not like you can show them off to the average person on the street when you've only got 6 slots. I know, probably a little crazy to start trying to think of world-building justifications for things in the first game, when there's actually not all that much world-building in the game we're actually playing right now. Sure, it's the first game in the franchise, and the skeleton that the rest of the franchise in numerous different media will build off of, but it grew so much after Red and Blue, and it's actually rather insane. Right, Mig is our second ace of the team with 7 on the board, and the team as a whole has had 30 wins against trained Pokemon. Well, I don't think that having new Pokemon would have been all that effective for you. You didn't have an issue with numbers here. Poor guy just had the combined issues of us using birds to deal with bugs, and like with so many bug trainers, he didn't have the third form of the first 2 bug lines we find in the game. I wonder just how much experience the nurses around here have with poisoned Pokemon around here. I mean, sure, we see them just shoving the balls onto a device and them glowing, but for the most part I tend to see that as just a gameplay limitation. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of different types of injury and stress that would require doctors and nurses to do more than just give a quick glance at an injured Pokemon and shove him into the magical device that glows a bit. But it's not like the game is going to show a doctor checking an overstressed or pulled muscle, or a nurse administering an antidote. After all, the Pokemon Centers are there for convenience. They are not a main attraction in the series, just a place where we get convenient healing and then move on to the next bit of us going through various battles. And Balaram is our third ace of the game. Part of me is pretty surprised that it took 11 clips for me to start having aces on the team. But then I don't count wild encounters, which makes the grinding portions even more annoying to deal with, even with the gimmicks I'm throwing into this LP. The other is glad we've got 3 aces in one clip. Here's kinda hoping we get some more before the clip is done. Well, that Nidoran certainly left a mark. Oh, I am being nice. I'm praising your Nidoran for managing to do that much damage. Sorry, but I kind of enjoy getting into that kind of fight. Not really sure why I would want to avoid them when there's no chance of random wild encounters here, and we're pretty close to a Pokemon Center. Are your new Pokemon going to include a Beedrill or a Butterfree at some point? Really? A level 11 Caterpie? Ugh. Why is it such a difficult thing for these bug catchers to grasp that they should want to have the stronger forms of the same bugs that they keep getting over and over again? This is when the Beedrill and Butterfree would be their most effective. I don't think I'm asking for any kind of game-breaking amount of challenge near the start. Assuming you can call this near the start. We are, after all, 4 hours into this LP after a good amount of fast-forwarding to account for grinding before the fight against Brock. Granted, some of those 4 hours are Pokemon Stadium footage, not Pokemon Red, and it's not like I'm paying attention to just how much time is on the save files as we keep going forward. Still, I can't help feeling that this should have certainly been a point when the game stops treating us with the kid gloves. Granted, it's more annoying that we have some trainers telling us how trainer battles are activated when this isn't even the first batch of trainer battles we've gone through in the game. Sure. I'm also annoyed that the game is having random trainers in the field telling us how the boxes work, especially since some players might not want to bother talking to trainers they just beat. But at this point, I'm pretty sure a fresh player would have less of an idea how Pokemon boxes work since they haven't been that many different Pokemon to catch so far, whereas we've had a handful of trainer fights at this stage, including a gym battle. Well, that didn't last long enough for dinner to be cooked, and it's not like we had any fire types to do any cooking. It was more of a quick breakfast like you see in most school-related anime, where the poor rushed kid has a piece of toast in their mouth as they rush where they need to go. So apparently our most dangerous battle on this road so far is against a kid who is firmly against pants. Hell, this is the first person since Brock with a Pokemon that's a higher level than us. It's not by much, but still. Oh dear, doesn't look like Sango is gonna have a good time here. Kawaku, tag in for your sister. Right, guess we're going back to the Pokemon Center. Don't take it so hard, kid. You're not the only one who's lost to us today, and frankly, you did a better job pressuring us than anyone else on this road. Don't lose your determination just because of one loss, though maybe consider wearing something other than shorts when winter comes. Seriously, it's easier to get away with that sort of thing in a tropical area, and I don't think that Kanto is quite close enough to the equator for people to pull that off without getting very uncomfortable. And now I can't help wondering why I've never seen any game outside of Pokemon where there's a convenient device like that to top off someone's health. I seriously think Pokemon is the only series I can think of where you can just stand in the spot that's established to be an actual location in the world instead of some magical point that might not actually be visible to the people on screen, just the player, and then get healed by it. Hell, most role-player games make that sort of thing an inn, where you have to pay money in order to rest for the night, even though time doesn't seem to actually pass after you stay, unless the plot directly demands it, or it's a save point and nobody comments on you stopping there. Huh, another level 14 trainer. And great, now I've got the mental image of a girl putting a guy into a sleeper hold just for poking her shoulder for attention. Not sure why she'd be so on edge here, especially in a world this peaceful. But again, while this world doesn't have anything that I would really call a war, fighting is still a regular part of life. And now I can't help imagining that the people and Pokemon in this world have an almost orc-style view of warfare. Almost makes me wonder just how the orcs from Warhammer 40k would react to the Pokemon world. Almost. Then it makes me imagine the orcs ignoring the Pokemon, going for the trainers, then going for the Pokemon afterwards, instead of actually having the kind of fun that this world would prefer from its fight junkies. Bloody hell, Phyllis is certainly our expert in slowed down puzzles, that's for sure. Maybe this time you'll actually be able to get a win after leeching someone instead of having to switch out for someone else to be on the field when the leech seed finishes someone off. Dear God, the combination of sleep and disable are slowing this down quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that the sleep status effect became a lot less annoying to deal with in the following generations. What do you mean that's it? You made that into a slow-paced slugging match instead of the usual quick brawl that Pokemon battles generally are. And considering we just ran into 2 trainers at level 14, I'm kinda tempted to do some grinding before moving on from here. Ah, sand attack. As if we didn't have enough things to slow us down during a fight. Not as much trouble as the Jigglypuff we just dealt with, but still, more annoying than he was probably worth to take down. Will we make it to the next Pokemon Center before I decide to end this clip? Okay, apparently I did less grinding than I was expecting here. Oddly disappointed he didn't challenge us to a fight there. Well, thanks for the warning. I'll try to brace myself for the caves. Ah yes, Geodude. That's certainly going to be a solid addition to our team. Well, it's not like we've got a choice not to store them on PC right now. Why are we being told about the 6 Pokemon limit this far into the game? Again, I'm kinda looking forward to dealing with Team Rocket. Oh, well, I happen to have that much money to spare at the moment. The nickname I have for Magikarps is generally Takenobori. It's short for the Japanese phrase Koi no Takenobori, which means Koi climbing the rapids. I like that I have just enough digits on the name to write it out, and holy crap, it is going to be a major effort of will in the 2nd generation for me to not give myself another Magikarp Gyarados. But, well, the 2nd generation is still a long ways off. For now, let's take a break and then get ready for some more grinding in this generation.